That dead guy. That dead guy. That dead guy. Welcome back to That Dad Guy. It's November the 9th, 2025, and yesterday I had the chance to go to my local stamp show, and I did. And I didn't go in with a particular budget, but I think I did pretty well for what I spent. Now, I was looking for items that I would be talking about in my father's stamp collection, trying to bolster some of the countries that we'll be talking about in the coming weeks. And also for Stamp of the Month. So this month's Stamp of the Month theme is Cars on Stamps. So I was looking for some of those things to add to the giveaway. And if you want to be a part of that giveaway, you have to go to the Stamp of the Month video, put in the keyword that I asked you to in that video and that video alone. So put it in the comment fields of that video. Then I was also looking for things for some of my friends that have been trading with me over the time. They tell me things that they like, so I kind of keep an eye out for a few items, and then I can send off some gifts to them to repay the kindness of them sending things to me. So I'm kind of on the lookout for that. And then finally, I'm on the lookout for those unusual things, the things that I like, shaped stamps, larger than normal stamps, just like a really beautiful image that's on a stamp, maybe a future giveaway theme that we could be talking about. So I look for those as well. And they usually have some pretty good deals. I sit down at the 10-cent table, which, I mean, for yesterday's stamp show, there were only two vendors. There was a pretty big auction grouping there. I didn't stick around for the auction, even though there were some things that probably could have been fun to talk about and show. But I wanted to do some other things that day, so I didn't want to stick around for the whole day. But I did manage to be there for a few hours, and while I was at the 10-cent table, those are the binders that all the stamps are 10 cents, or there's some 15-cent ones that are a little bit more organized by countries. I looked through those. I looked through some sets that they were giving away, or not giving away, but a reduced rate. And then I looked at some individual stock numbers for Scott catalog, that they're all cataloged. They're usually a little bit more pricey. But then I bundle them all together and I say, what can I get for all of this? And usually they do a pretty good deal for me. So I'm appreciative of all the work that they do to help me promote the hobby as I do. So if you want to see what I got, make sure you like, you subscribe, you leave positive comments, you share with other people, you put the notification bell on, and then you're not going to miss out on anything. That's the key point anyways. Well, let's go have a look, see what I did get. Let's start here. These are birds on stamps, the Grenadines of St. Vincent. I like the fact that it shows you the egg as well. So hey, if you're in the wild and you see this egg, you might know what bird will be born of it or hatched of it. So it was a really nice set to find, and you can see there were a lot in that particular set. So who knows? Eggs on stamps, birds on stamps, stamps about this particular place. This one too, really nice. That's why I picked it up. Same with this one here from Chile. Czechoslovakia, trains on stamps. We've just done that theme. Churches, monasteries, castles, cars. Well, there's probably one that's going in this month's giveaway. Cats and kittens, Abraham Lincoln, St. Vincent, Trinidad, Tobago, cars on stamps. Those will definitely be going in the giveaway. And so you might get to see or pick out some future themes. How about hedgehogs on stamps? Are there enough to do a topic on that? Who knows? Triangular stamps, cats on stamps. These ones I thought were interesting from Poland. Another triangular stamp. Larger than life. Well, maybe not larger than life, but larger than normal. Lobsters or crayfish. This one I thought was really nice with the gold on the Bahamas. skating, figure skating stamps. Maybe ambulances on stamps. I think that also applies to automotive. I did spend some time looking for some of those countries that I've talked about in the past that my father and I didn't really have very many stamps from. And I did find a few to fill out the book. Some ships and more cars. Got a moose on a stamp. These ones I really like too. These are actually jersey shaped stamps. You can see the line there from New Zealand. So they're really nice. A block of the birds. Space, we've done that theme already. Figure skating, speed skating, Olympics. Paraguay, we've talked about Paraguay. These were these Japanese stamps, beautiful, big stamps. I like the roses as well. And these ones, you can see the birds escaping the traditional shape. Japan, they're really nice. Some local Newfoundland ones, which we do find a few of the provinces at our local stamp show, especially Newfoundland. There's quite a bit of Newfoundland there. They produced stamps right up until the 40s when they became part of Canada. And then some Arctic stamps, Antarctic stamps. And then these ones here from Puerto Rico. I didn't have a lot of Puerto Rican stamps, so when I saw all these ones, I picked them up. St. Pierre Miquelon, we talked about that recently, and so I've added a few more stamps from there. I like the sheep on the Falkland Islands. These ones I thought were interesting with Winston Churchill. There's many countries that have put these identical stamps out, and so maybe that'll be a future theme. So I started to pick a few of those up. I passed by a few of them before I decided that, no, I'm gonna go ahead and start picking them up. And some more trains on stamps. And these I thought were really interesting for the United States, the postal notes. Not necessarily a beautiful stamp, but I like these stamps. And then we've got some more, let's just see, not Cinderellas, but American Lung Association stamps, so charity stamps. So those are all the ones that I got from the 10-cent books. And then from the reduced sets, shall we say, these Newfoundland ones, you can ignore the price of $2 on them or going forward. I certainly didn't pay that because I bundled them all together. I thought these were really nice. These two, these bill stamps, the 2, 5, and 50-cent stamps. I didn't have those in my collection, so I added those. And then some postage due. The catalog value on those 4 stamps is almost $16 Canadian, and I had a listing price of $2, and I got it cheaper than that, so that worked out well. And then we went to some of the catalog ones. You can see the Newfoundland one shows you their catalog price and then their price, and then I got a bundling price, so I got it even cheaper than that. Some really nice Newfoundland ones. These ones I thought were really nice. The back of the book. I don't know how many people collect those, but these ones I really liked. Older ones, and then found a few from Prince Edward Island. So all of this for $55. What do you think? I do go into the shows with kind of a game plan of what I'm looking for, and I'm not spending a lot. I'm not trying to spend a lot, and I know some of my friends might like a few of these stamps, and that's why I earmark a few of them to be put away. I don't need to add and add and add to my collection. I like to add a few things, but I also like to spread the joy of stamp collecting. And that's kind of the main purpose of me talking about stamps on this channel, is to spread that word that you can collect anything. By showing you a table full of stamps like I just did, I can show you the varieties that are out there. of the different things you might be looking for, things you might be interested in your day-to-day life that you didn't know were also on postage stamps. And maybe for a fractional amount of money, you could have them as a collection. So it's easy enough to do. Not every community has a stamp show. I'm lucky enough to have one. But there are other avenues with the internet in order to collect stamps. eBay and Hipstamp are two wonderful places you can go to collect bulk amount of stamps or individual stamps that you might be missing from your collection. And there are other platforms that are out there and other people that are selling individually out there. One of the ones I highly recommend because of their connection with my YouTube channel is Liverpool Stamps. So you can go and check out Liverpool Stamps and see what deals are there. And if you use the code TDG20, you get free penny red and a free gift with a stamp of the month every month too. So I think it's worthwhile checking their stuff out as well. Well, that's it for today. Tomorrow, I've got to show you some stamps that people sent me. So that's one of the reasons I go to these stamp shows, is that I can return the favor by sending some stuff back out into the world. And it's not always stuff that I currently have in stock, or stock sounds like I have a business, but on hand, let's say. And so when I find a few items, I send them back. So let me show you what they sent me if you tune in tomorrow. All right, that's it for today. Have a magical week.
Like follow? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
Bye.
Tomorrow we're going to look at the 2 envelopes from Stephen in Montana, from Ron in Washington State, 2 envelopes from Ida Marie in Washington, D.C., the envelope from Debbie in Ohio, the envelope that came as a chain letter, shall we say, from Germany, and the packet of stamps that Kyler gave me from Prince Edward Island.